Once Evander imposed himself upon you, his style left no room for compromises. The aggression was non-negotiable. You either rolled with the punches or got rolled over. Welcome back to Greatest Hits here on BLTV Extra. On this series, we break down a legendary boxing career from the past, bringing casual viewers up to speed while simultaneously offering a nostalgia piece for hardcore fans of the sport. On today's video, we recap the formidable all-round skill set of the former undisputed cruiser and heavyweight champion of the world, Evander "The Real Deal" Holyfield.
What an exchange there! A big shot by Holyfield opens up, and Dokes remains up for the second.
Fight after fight, battle after battle, Evander's determination, resilience, and will to win captured the imagination of millions across the globe. A one-of-a-kind warrior here now, BLTV presents Evander Holyfield's Greatest Hits. Although in Evander's case it was bronze, the then 175-pound light heavyweight debuted on a card build as a Knight of Gold, as he put his professional boxing skills to the test for the first time alongside his decorated U.S. Olympic teammates from LA '84. Evander's opponent, Lionel Byarm, was supposedly brought in as a gimmick due to his striking resemblance to the former heavyweight champion Joe Louis, but to his credit, he stunned the crowd by withstanding wave after wave of Holyfield's attacks. While Byarm did hang in there for the full 6-round distance, Holyfield impressed ringside spectators with his raw style that seemed well suited for the professional ring. In just his 12th professional fight, now campaigning at the cruiserweight division, Evander squared off with the WBA world champion Dwight Muhammad Qawi, a relentless pressure fighter with masterful elusive skills.
Count is in effect, as is the mandatory. And right now, Evander is getting through off power, but his money punch is always from the right hand. First time he did it. Evander has to defend himself there at the pound, fighting after the pound.
Holyfield started fast, landing 3 punches to Qawi's 1. Yet, as 3 to 4 rounds passed, the experience at the Camden Buzzsaw put the young Lion's heart to the test for the first time. While Evander was never completely outclassed, he was forced to learn on the job and adapt to Qawi's unusual style. Their skills gelled to produce one of the greatest cruiserweight fights of all time, and certainly one of boxing's last great 15-round battles. After clearing out the cruiserweight division, Holyfield put himself through a strict training regimen in order to pile on the correct mass needed to compete amongst the big boys at the more lucrative 200-plus pound heavyweight class.
Holyfield has gone through 6 weeks of state-of-the-art workouts aimed at turning him into a full-fledged heavyweight.
The arduous gatekeeper, James "Quick" Tillis, was chosen as Evander's first opponent.
18-0 with 14 knockouts.
Differential, and it is a mark of discord. His hand up, but he's pulling back from a punch. Evander will eat him up if he keeps pulling back like that.
Tillis was a talented fighter, but out of his depth against a prime Evander, who became the first man to ever make him quit a fight after 5 one-sided rounds.
This guy is going to be a heavyweight champion of the world. Believe me when I tell you something. He listens. He does everything. He executes. This guy's going to get better and better and better.
Before Evander could land a title shot, he needed to overcome the 5 years unbeaten former WBA heavyweight champion, Dynamite Michael Dokes.
Michael Dokes, the former WBA heavyweight champion, 2 punches to 1. Especially favoring Holyfield this morning, and it might have been a low blow. Right by Holyfield and a left by Holyfield.
The fight had an interesting dynamic from the opening bell, as both men, unusually for heavyweights, possessed rapid hand speed.
Back comes Holyfield with some good shots. What a well-conditioned athlete as Holyfield.
Dokes put up an almighty effort, but Evander's high output and punching power overwhelmed the former champ as the fight entered the championship rounds.
Exchange there. Big shot by Holyfield who opens up, and Dokes remains on his feet.
Holyfield's call to come in. Oh, what a
Stagger.
but fighting back. He's terrible shape.
And there he goes into the ropes. Holyfield looks to finish him off. Richard Steele steps in, and Dokes coming towards us. He's down. He's out. It's over. Evander Holyfield has won it here in the 10th round.
After 20 years of training, Evander finally put himself in the position he'd always dreamed of. A shot at not only the heavyweight championship, but an undisputed one at that, after Buster Douglas had just conquered the undefeated Iron Mike Tyson.
Round one, scheduled for 12.
Douglas has a terrific jab, but see Holyfield?
One.
They think their man owns it.
It's round one. All right. That snapped Douglas back.
That's part of the reason he became cruiserweight champion and has moved ahead so well in the heavyweight ranks.
What a shot by Evander Holyfield. It was a twisting right.
A signature straight right counter put Douglas down and out for the count, as Evander became not only the undisputed heavyweight champion, but a household name after doing what the infamous Mike Tyson couldn't 8 months prior.
A lot of people felt that I couldn't do it because I was a small man. So this will, display to the kids that, if you work hard, and train hard, and work at anything, you can be successful.
The legendary Big George Foreman was next on Evander's hit list as the former champ from the 70s returned after a 10-year layoff in an attempt to reclaim his crown.
Whoa!
Holyfield. Right hand. Those do seem to be getting a little heavy.
Oh, double right combination. Staggered. Holyfield has staggered Foreman. He's got it going with 10 seconds.
Everyone knew Foreman had an iron chin, but there were points during this fight that escalated his status to one of the toughest men that ever laced him up. Period.
Performance. Holyfield with a combination. Foreman is staggered. George Foreman is staggered.
Evander overcame some tough spots during the mid-rounds to win by a relatively wide unanimous decision.
We had a great fight, but we got a great decision.
After Mike Tyson suffered a rib injury during preparation, late replacement Smokin' Burt Cooper stepped in on short notice.
On that moment of disorganization, he appears to be hurt. Burt Cooper appears to be hurt. Before this fight, takes a tremendous shot to the midsection.
Barely 60 seconds had passed before Evander dropped Cooper with a thudding left to the body. Cooper responded, however, slinging Evander across the ring 2 rounds later to score the first official knockdown of the Real Deal's career.
Some uppercuts, slamming a left hook, and he got stunned. Burt Cooper has stung Evander Holyfield. He's got him going. Holyfield is almost down. He's hanging on the rope.
Evander boxed like a man possessed for the next 4 rounds, landing more flush uppercuts than most boxers throw in 10 fights combined.
A right uppercut. Cooper is wobbling. Been a bread and butter punch for him tonight. I don't know how he can take this beating. Look at these uppercuts. And Mills Lane stops it. He stops it.
After losing his undisputed championship and undefeated record to Riddick Big Daddy Bo in 1993, Holyfield was back a year later with the swagger in his step, rematching essentially the best heavyweight in the world.
Right hand down the pipe from Bo. That landed, banging with Bo. And he lands a good combination at the bell. The bell is sounding and they're still punching.
The crowd enjoyed the expected mayhem between the two during the first 10 or so minutes, but things took a bizarre turn in round 7 when a parachuter, now known as the Fan Man, glided to the ring, causing a staggering 20-minute delay in the action.
And some maniac has attempted to parachute here.
Holyfield got straight back to work once the fight resumed, racking up most of the closing rounds by landing brutal combinations.
From Holyfield, he's actually moving Bo back. A big right hand by Holyfield, left hook.
The totals were close, but Holyfield edged out a majority decision.
I knew it was going to take for me to fight a better fight and not make the mistake that I made the first time.
Nothing could faze the unyielding Ray Mercer, but the now bald-headed Evander Holyfield certainly gave it a good go.
Ray's got to back Holyfield up a little bit, put some pressure on his heart.
What an exchange here in round 4. Both men willing to trade. He'll caught him with a right hand.
As long as he's moving, taking little steps and letting his hands go.
Evander was largely in control of action throughout, and the knockdown in round 6 put any potential upset to rest.
Good left hook.
Here it comes.
Oh, and the effects of that left hook.
Not many people enter the ring against Mike Tyson with a big grin across their face, but this one was overdue, and Evander had always felt he had Iron Mike's number.
Last year in which Garcia died, we'll see if he's overly cautious. And as expected, early brawling tactics, a straight right hand, a quick right by Tyson. Tyson then with a left uppercut.
Sort of boxing match rather than just these big slugging A lot. We've been wondering.
Oh, a straight right hand by Tyson that landed.
The fastest starter in heavyweight history, Mike Tyson certainly wasn't here to play tic-tac boxing.
In November 8th.
Holyfield coming on.
Evander, however, weathered the storm, and the contest became a shootout during the mid-rounds.
And Evander has the
Is disorganizing Tyson.
Mike Tyson unleashing uppercuts to the body, digging to the chin. It startled Holyfield and sends him back a bit.
Some foul play and a knockdown in round 6 turned the tide completely, and the fight then became a battle of Evander Holyfield's engine versus Mike Tyson's heart.
Oh, a straight right combination by Holyfield. Holyfield looking to air it out.
Holyfield's unloading and he's taking a shot. He's going for it.
Oh, Tyson's in trouble. Holyfield continues to dig in. A left hook to the head. He's got Tyson in trouble. Tyson's ready to go. A straight right hand. The counter stops the fight, and Holyfield has won.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's the most unbelievable thing I've ever been privileged to witness.
One of the biggest upsets in heavyweight history, a 25-1 underdog to be precise. Yet in retrospect, it didn't matter if it was Tyson, Ali, King Kong, or Godzilla. A driven Holyfield during his prime was even.
To show everybody they ain't number one champion, and I'm willing to put it all on the line.
Due to his skills declining with age, Holyfield's last real chance to once again become the undisputed champion took place in March 1993, facing off with the clear number 1 heavyweight in the world, Lennox the Lion Lewis.
Holyfield attacking to the body, his most aggressive combination so far. And it is the right hand right there. Right cross landed flush for Holyfield.
Evander adapted well over the years to compete with the bigger guys in the division, but Lennox was a different beast altogether.
Hard right hand by Lewis. Holyfield on the defensive. He's hurt. Yeah, he's had some body punching and they hurt.
Holyfield put up the last great performance of his career, matching Lennox punch for punch throughout the fight.
Holyfield landed a left hook inside and lands a right hand, and Lewis is stunned. Evander attacking, trying to fulfill the prophecy.
The fight was officially scored as a draw, but everyone and their mother knew that Lennox was the real winner. That's not to say Evander didn't put up an honorable challenge, though. Lewis beat Holyfield in the rematch a few months later, before Evander made history by becoming the only 4-time heavyweight champion in history, beating John Ruiz for the WBA strap a year after that. Thereafter, Evander yo-yoed with various contenders, trying desperately to become a 5-time champ right up until almost 50 years of age.
He comes to us from Atlanta, Georgia, USA.
Some of you may have seen the recent farce between Evander and Belfort, which left a sour taste in my mouth and drove me to make this in order to serve as a brief reminder as to how great the muscle-bound warrior was during his heyday.
And Evander Holyfield is a good fighter.
He's a great fighter. He's a tremendous fighter.
Every champion opponent on his record, 23 in total, had their best and most memorable night in the ring against Evander, which is a testament to the fan-friendly style he possessed.
Seemed to be getting a little heavy. Oh, double right combination. Staggered. Holyfield has staggered Foreman.
It's been an absolute pleasure rewatching and editing the fights.
When they do my life, they do all of these other fighters' lives, we're going to see Holyfield beat us. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And he's going to beat us good, too, so he's going to look pretty good. He's going to look pretty good.